This is The Good Government Show.
I think we help support other businesses that influence the economics of the area.
As many bad things that happen, there are loads of good people here, lots of hard workers. And as far as the Second Chance facility, I think this is awesome for our county.
I try to encourage anybody that's, having a problem with drugs or anything to come, they think that they can't get a job because of drugs. And I'm like, look, maybe you need to come check this place out because they'll help you.
You've got plants growing on top of rock. Hey, it's amazing. It's amazing to see.
Thank you for you keeping your eye on the Appalachian region and coming to visit and coming back to talk with us.
Welcome to The Good Government Show. I'm your host, Dave Martin. On this episode, we're going back to my new favorite state, West Virginia. Back in the second season of The Good Government Show, I reported on a story that really showed how government can change people's lives, and in an area that needs it most. I'm talking about Appalachia, especially in what was coal country. There's still coal there, but it's not anywhere near the industry it was. I've made 3 trips to West Virginia since I started The Good Government Show, and I've met many of the local leaders. I continue to be impressed by their commitment to their state, their cities, and their counties. And I think West Virginia is headed in the right direction, but there's work to be done, especially in rural Appalachia. So come with me to Foster, West Virginia, and that's in Boone County. And this is southern West Virginia, and it's the heart of what was, in many ways, and still is, coal country. And I got a chance to revisit the folks at Appalachian Botanical. This is a company that has created a new industry in coal country. So here's what happened. The Raven Crest Mine was a mountaintop coal removal site. Eventually, they dug most of the coal, and over time, the mining area was greatly reduced. Once a mining site is no longer a mine, the law says you must either replace the mountain or make it better. That's when Appalachian Botanical stepped in. They converted the mining area to a lavender farm. A lavender farm. So far, they have planted close to 40 acres of lavender fields on top of what was once a coal mine. In 2022, the Raven Crest won an award for the land reclamation project with Appalachian Botanical. So they're doing a pretty good job. And we have photos at thegoodgovernmentshow.com. Check them out, and you can take a look at the Appalachian Botanical Farm and some of the folks there. Anyway, Appalachian Botanical have brought new jobs to the area. They say they're a second chance company. And what this means is they give jobs to people who, for various reasons, like being in prison or having a drug addiction, they couldn't get jobs. Many of their employees have held on to their jobs, so that's another success story there. They have expanded their product line that now includes lavender creams, oils, and other products like tea and lavender honey and lavender vinaigrette. As Appalachian Botanical grew, they added a partner and teamed up with something called Coalfields Development Corporation. This is a 15-year-old West Virginia company that was also working on former coal lands and putting people to work. Now they handle the farms and fields, and Appalachian Botanical turns the lavender into products. So when we come back, we'll talk with folks at Appalachian Botanical. AI isn't the future of government, it's happening now. Let Polimorphic power your government with AI like other agencies are already doing. Polimorphic helps you power resident-first service to streamline requests while reducing staff workloads and speeding up how your citizens get answers. It's a secure system that's built for government. You'll see immediate results with more informed citizens. Want to see how AI can help you power a service-first government? Visit polymorphic.com. That's polymorphic.com. So let's meet the people in West Virginia.
My name is Marina Sawyer. I'm the Chief Technical Officer for Appalachian Botanical Company. We are in Foster, West Virginia at the manufacturing plant. We have grown. We've done really well. They're not going to lie to you. There's been ups and downs. We started out when you and I met, we had like 10 products. That was all. We've We've grown now to about 25 products. And as I was telling you today, we have 9 more that I'm formulating.
One product in particular, well, I'm going to let Marina explain it.
We're developing men's products for what I like to call the southern beard, or a man's second beard. And my face is turning red, even though people can't see that.
No,
but
you're fine.
It's something I never thought about creating, and now I'm creating about 5 products for that area of the body.
Yes.
And so it's totally unusual, and I get the giggles a lot.
What has the impact of the growth of Appalachian Botanical meant to West Virginia, meant to Boone, meant to Madison?
To Boone and Madison area, it's created a lot of money for the area in general, not only for our employees, but I spend money down here like crazy as well. We try to buy from the local owners of other businesses here.
Let me give you a brief background on Boone County and the county seat of the town of Madison. So this is the heart of coal country, and at its height, they received nearly $6 million from the coal mining companies. It's called a coal severance, and it's a tax that goes to the local government's budget. It paid for schools, the government, police, and many other services. A coal miner actually is in front of the county courthouse. You can see him right there. It's a huge statue of a coal miner. But now the county only collects around $300,000 a year, and that's a huge drop off from $6 million. And as with many parts of what was coal country, new businesses and new thinking are vital to the area's success.
In the area itself is where we're making our ripple right now. I think we help support other businesses that influence the economics of the area. They've been able to stay open down during times that, COVID and things like that, but because we help support them. So I think that was a plus. The other thing I think is a really big plus is now that we're growing recognition.
Appalachian Botanical has been able to grow and continue largely with the help of government grants. Grants are a challenge to find, but they have found success securing large grants and smaller grants for specific projects. Here's Marina.
One of them was called the Value Added Producers Grant. Since we grow lavender, what the grant was based on was helping us go from just farming it to getting it out into the market. So that helped us with marketing campaigns, advertising, software, some equipment, those kinds of things, which we were in need of.
And they've acquired more land up at the mine and are planting more lavender. Okay, so why lavender? If you didn't listen to the first episode, well, you got to go back and listen and then come back. I'll wait. It's the first episode of season 2. The title is Lavender Farms of the Coalfields, and that explains why lavender. Okay, so go listen. All right, you're back. Good. So as you now know, lavender grows really well in rough and rocky soil. So the site of a former mine makes for good lavender farms. Now they have to turn lavender into products, and they do it at their facility right there on the Daniel Boone Parkway. Originally, this was a local jail. Then it got converted to a mining parts distribution company. But as the coal companies closed, so did the parts company, and the building sat empty for over 10 years. Appalachian Botanical came in and took over, and there was a lot of renovations to do. And I got to walk around the entire space with Marina. It's now a very large working facility.
This is our production room. This is where we fill all our containers, bottles, jars, those kinds of things with our product that we make. Down at the far end, we have the automated fillers with the heaters and stirrers. Then we have a liquid filling stations over here. There's 3 of those. And then over there, we have 3 thick or cream filling stations as well.
There is a chemical room, a walk-in cooler. That's where you keep all the chemicals cool, assembly areas and packing areas, and a lot more. And when I was there, a lot of activity. Some 20 people are actively working there on any given day, and more when lavender is harvested. Now in 2024, Appalachian Botanical is 5 years old, and they've changed lives. Some of the people we met on our first visit are still there, but some have moved on. Getting people to know how to work and keep a steady job and move on is really one of the goals for Appalachian Botanical. One guy I met who was a mechanic was able to go back to one of the remaining coal companies where he earns more now, and he's working as a diesel mechanic. But let's meet some of the folks that work there.
My name is Veronica Stevens. I am the payroll clerk for Appalachian Botanical.
She spent 20 years working for different mining companies, mostly doing office work. You weren't digging coal?
No, I wasn't digging coal. My husband digs coal.
He does. Does he still?
Yes, he does.
She said with the good pay the coal companies offer, there are challenges.
It was fast-paced, certainly,
sure.
But it was very unpredictable. You never knew when you were going to have a job and when you weren't. I've been laid off Probably 15 times.
Coal can be a boom and bust business, so when the coal market slows down, workers are laid off, then rehired when they restart operations. She said her husband has changed jobs 3 times recently, and this is fairly typical for coal workers. She said people hear about the company and want to know more. She says Appalachian Botanical is really becoming part of the community.
Well, it seems like there's always something bad going on here with the drug epidemic the way it is. But as many bad things that happen, there are loads of good people here, lots of hard workers. And as far as the second chance facility, I think this is awesome for our county. It's not something that most companies are willing to do, so I'm very thankful for that.
Here's one guy I met. While he never dug coal, some in his family did and still do. The day we talked, he had all the money he'd saved up to buy a car. It's a used car, but he was excited to go pick it up.
My name's Justin Barker. I've done everything from run equipment here to harvesting plants, and I live in Ashford. It's close to the farm. Ashford is a little community in Boone County. It's well known for the lavender farm, tight community. A lot of people working together and helping each other, and it's a great place.
So you mentioned this a little bit when we were talking before we turned the mics on. You had a little bit of a rough background.
Yeah.
Jail, prison.
Yeah, prison. I've been through a whole lot, man, and this company has helped me tremendously since getting out of prison. That was my first and only job since I've gotten out of prison. They've helped me in so many different ways.
How long were you in prison for?
3 years.
That's considerable. That's not nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard.
Bad. Yeah, they did not turn their backs on me one time. I'm not perfect, Luckily, I have not had no bad slips, but, any time that, I felt like I needed a little extra help, counseling or something, I can mention it to them, and they helped me right away with that.
So what does this place mean to you?
It's my livelihood. It's my home. It's what puts food on the table for me and my family.
Unfortunately, Justin wasn't able to sustain his success. He slipped. Again, a few months after I talked to Justin, he left Appalachian Botanical. While he couldn't keep it together and keep the job, what he said is still true, and his story is like many of the stories of the people who worked there. And when he was there, he did try to be a good influence on others.
I try to encourage anybody that's, having a problem with drugs or anything to come, they think that they can't get a job because of drugs. And I'm like, look, maybe you need to come check this place out because they'll help you get right and then, get you to work.
And you've helped other guys with that?
Absolutely. I've brought people to work here, yeah.
Many have stayed and continue to work. Overall, some 200 people have worked for Appalachian Botanical. About 75 of them have continued to work there, or they've gone on to other jobs. Some went to work for mining companies where the money is much better, and some have gotten jobs with the state or other good-paying jobs with full benefits. A lot of people had an opportunity they might not have had from any place other than Appalachian Botanical. Here's a guy that's been with the company almost since the beginning, and he's still there.
My name is Scott Hyatt. I do construction here. I live at Bigston, West Virginia, here in Boone County.
Does Appalachian Botanical have any kind of impact on the community? Do you think it makes a difference here?
Yeah, I think it makes a difference here. It gives a lot of people opportunity here. It's not just, it's a job opportunity. It really is. It's a job opportunity for several people that can't get out and get a job. It's like a second chance place.
As the company expands, Scott says he stays busy with renovations all around the facility. What are you building now? What are you working on?
Getting ready to build a new tool room back there in the back, laying block. Just got done with a bathroom in the back. Put in a garage door. Getting ready to build another tool room back there. And then after that, I have no idea. It's whatever Moreno wants.
Coming up, I talk with local government leaders. Once you wrap up this episode of The Good Government Show, give a listen to our friends over at Good News for Lefties. This daily podcast highlights news stories that show there's more good news out there. Other people in government are really trying to do the right thing. That's Good News for Lefties. Listen where you're listening now. I stopped by the Boone County Courthouse. The one with the miner statue out front? Check it on the website. You'll see it. It's a big miner. I met up with Britt Kewen. He was then the president of the Boone County Commission. He thinks small businesses like Appalachian Botanical are the future of both his county and of West Virginia.
When you see a business like this move into an area and go to a strip mine site, that how can you get anything to grow on that? And it's like you've got plants growing on top of rock. It's amazing. It's amazing to see, and but to see these businesses willing to take a chance, willing to come into Boone County, and willing to put folks to work. It's always a positive. They're making an economic impact. Shopping local.
Right.
They're making an impact with the folks they're putting to work.
Sure.
So I absolutely, there's no question in my mind that it's a positive thing for Boone County, and I know it's going to continue to be a positive for Boone County.
He said the county supports the company and has done whatever they can to help them grow. He says the county and the state is looking forward. They have a new highway. They're doing better with their budgeting, and they're increasing the ATV trails. And this is huge in West Virginia, like the Hatfield and McCoy trails. All right, listen, I won't veer off into the Hatfield and McCoy feud. I won't do that. But America's most famous feud is really a tourism draw for West Virginia. And there's even a new museum in Devil Ance's homestead in Sarah Ann. And yeah, I stopped in. Anyway, small businesses like Appalachian Botanical and more tourism are all going to help West Virginia move forward. And this is in a state where coal is not the be-all and end-all it once was. In fact, America's newest national park is the New River Gorge. The park follows the river that was once a main artery for coal exportation and for the logging industry. And I took a little hike there. One estimate I came across said the park has an economic impact of more than $90 million, and it supports over 1,000 new jobs. And in 2022, the park had 1.5 million visitors. And last year, me. Check it out. It's worth it. To get a handle on how Appalachian Botanical fit into the wider efforts to change both West Virginia and rural Appalachia, I went directly to the source, the Appalachian Regional Commission. This federal government commission works to bring economic opportunities and jobs to the 13-state Appalachian region. Some recent projects have helped secured funding for things like outdoor tourism projects, local health and hospitals projects, walking trails, ATV trails, better airline access, and overall job growth. I got to talk to the commissioner's co-chair. Once again, I am happy as always to have with me the federal co-chair of the Appalachian Regional Commission and one of the best friends of the Good Government Show podcast, Gayle Manchin. Gayle, great to talk to you. Welcome back.
Well, good morning. It's great to be back.
Good. It's good to have you. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Appalachian Botanical. Is this the kind of place that is really needed in West Virginia?
Oh, absolutely. And Jocelyn Shepard is really one of the early founders and discoverers of just what can be done in this fabulous leftover soil of our abandoned mines, the land there, and found that lavender loves it. It's a great soil for growing lavender. And so, as I said, she's one of the early pioneers in lavender farming in West Virginia. But then with her vision and her commitment and sort of passion for this, she has certainly taken it to another level.
It seems like a real public-private partnership. Is that fair?
Oh, absolutely. It is definitely that. And you think about the financial input, but then you think about the human capital that's involved and how she has certainly included the community in what she's doing, and then has started this whole effort toward giving people a second chance.
Right.
People that had a problem with addiction or have been in some type of criminal activity. They've been incarcerated and they have a very difficult time getting back into the mainstream of life. And she certainly has put forth that effort with people. And certainly at the Appalachian Regional Commission, we understand the importance of it's not just about rehabilitating people, but it's giving them that second chance, giving them the training, getting them into a good job, and offering them a support system, which, hopefully prevents them from going back to the world that they came from.
I went to a place called Burnside Hardware, which is the local hardware store in Boone County. And he said, they're in here all the time. They're buying rakes. They're buying shovels. They're buying tools. They're buying, all kinds of stuff. So they must have a real effect on the entire region.
Well, that's the whole point. It is while it is introducing a new industry, the irony is that Boone County is one of the highest impactors on the coal industry, how much coal has been brought out of Boone County, and now they're diversifying. But in doing that, they're including the whole community and helping to build and, as I said, give people opportunities, diversifying into a whole new economy.
Thanks very much for this. It's great to get your insights into a region that you're keeping a very close eye on. So thanks for that. And we look forward to talking with you again about all things West Virginia. So thank you.
Well, David, thank you. And thank you for you keeping your eye on the Appalachian region and coming to visit and coming back to talk with us. Would love to chat with you anytime.
Well, I could certainly chat with Gayle Manchin anytime. Just a delight to talk to. And she continues to work on behalf of her state and this region that's undergoing major changes. It's always good to talk to her. So let's go back one more time and hear from Marina Sawyer at Appalachian Botanical. It seems kind of, appropriate, but also, unusual that you have created a lavender farm on an abandoned mine, and your main facility is an abandoned mining parts store.
Yes.
Have you thought about that?
Yes, it's very unusual that both pieces go together. However, we're talking about coal country, and a lot of these places have something to do with coal at one point or another.
And at Appalachian Botanical, it's all come together, and more important, it's growing. People are getting jobs, and for many of them, it's a lifeline to a new way of life. The company is also diversifying. Most of all, rural Appalachia in West Virginia is seeing a way to move past coal. With dedicated people like Marina Sawyer and her crew, and Jocelyn Shepard, the founder of Appalachian Botanical, local government, and our friend Gayle Manchin and the Appalachian Regional Commission, government and private groups are making a difference in a place that needs it most. I'm ready for my next trip to West Virginia. The Good Government Show is sponsored by Our. That's OUR for Our Community. Get involved. We hear that all the time from government leaders. Our co-brands with your government's name and logo. Your staff and the people you serve are connected and part of your community. From any device, your members provide reliable data and meaningful feedback. Ask a question like, do we want more parkland or better homeless services? More engaged conversations come through the Our app. Visit Ourco, that's OURCO.com, and book a demonstration. After you get done with this episode, hear more good government stories with our friends at How to Really Run a City. Former mayors Kasim Reed of Atlanta and Michael Nutter of Philadelphia, and their co-host, journalist and author Larry Platt, talk with guests and other mayors about how to really get stuff done in cities around the nation. Check them out where you're listening now or through their nonprofit news site, thephiladelphiacitizen.org/podcasts. That's our update on Appalachian Botanical. It's stories like this that show the good that government can do and is doing every single day. Just ask the folks that are right now up at a former coal mine and are planting and harvesting lavender. Now, check out our website and meet some of the people at Appalachian Botanical and check the place out. And also take a look at their website too. That's our show. Thanks for listening. Please like us and share us with your friends and review us right here where you're listening. And check out our website, goodgovernmentshow.com, for all those extras I talked about. Join us again for another episode right here. I'm Dave Martin, and this is The Good Government Show. The Good Government Show is a Valley Park production. Jim Ludlow, Dave Martin, that's me, and David Snyder are the executive producers. Our show is edited and produced by Jason Stershic. Please subscribe, then share us, and like us and review us. That's the best way to make sure we're able to keep telling these stories of our government working for all of us. Then listen to the next episode of The Good Government Show.